Hey, good morning. Welcome to Felixstowe Live. My name's Chris. We're down at the viewpoint on this really horrible and dismal looking day. I have to say to you, that's awful. It's very grey. There's loads of rain. It's not very nice at all, but I thought we'd have a little kind of wave at you, really, to say hello and welcome, really. It's just one of those things that some weeks you have a relatively quiet week, and other weeks you're relatively busy. Well, this is a relatively quiet week from the Felixstowe Live point of view, sadly. But there you go. And I thought I'd just have a brief chat with you. Good morning, Jenny Patterson. I thought I'd just have a brief chat with you to tell you what's going on this week. Nothing very exciting at this point. We've got a couple of interesting stories which we can't talk to you about until tomorrow. That's Wednesday. A really interesting one, which I think is quite important, really, about kind of housing and stuff. And that should be with you tomorrow. And then we've got some other stuff coming up later in the week. We've got the opening, of course, which will be interesting, the opening of the new wine bar. I think that's at Walton. That's looking really interesting. And I think the mayor is opening that. So that will be fun and interesting to go and have a look at. We'll have a look at that. And maybe a glass of wine as well. What can you say? And other than that, it really is quite quiet on the news front where we are today. We haven't got anything much happening. I guess the truth is, good afternoon to you, AJ. Hope you're doing well. And I hope that really we haven't got too much bad news to report. The news from the Ukraine seems to be taking over most of the general kind of news that's kicking about on broadcast, and that seems to have taken over the world. I'm very sad about it personally, because I think the guy is kind of a reincarnation of Adolf Hitler, I'm afraid. That kind of person, isn't he? He does what he likes. He's been in charge in Russia for a long time, and he seems to just really be another dictator, doesn't he? Awful. Good afternoon to you, Nick Fogden. Hope you're doing well as well. And young Jenny, well, I should do my best to provide updates. What can you say? Who else have we got out there? Richard Goodwin. So has anybody got anything interesting to say? Local news, local interest, or general commentary, whatever you'd like to do. Really, I don't mind at all. We're having one of those quiet days where nothing exciting is happening, touch wood, but I thought we'd just give you a little wave from the viewpoint. Let's see, what else is there? What else can I show you? Well, nothing much, because we don't have much in the way of ship movements today. We can show you, of course, what's in now, and what's currently in is the mighty Ever Golden. And she's, can't see whether the cranes are working there, maybe on a break, not sure. But it may be rainy and horrible, but at least it's calm, I guess, is what you'd say after the last loads of weather. Really, we had some dire weather, didn't we? And hopefully this is all much better. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get that back to position. I'm trying to get it so it's got a nice level horizon. I loathe not having level horizons, but it's just one of those things. Okay. Get that window shut up again, because the rain's coming in on me. What can you say? Okay. Where is the wine bar, Ian Hilly? The wine bar is in Walton, mate. So there you go. Let's see. So there you have it. Not very much happening. The Volga-Maersk, I think, is on her way out. We may still be here in time for her to come around the corner, but chances are we probably won't be. So it's one of those things, isn't it? We have quiet times sometimes in Felixstowe, and I think the large part of the quiet times is, of course, because the oh, I see. I end up just reading stuff, don't I? Really, that's the trouble. But we'll just get off that one and see what we got. Good afternoon, Alida, over there in Holland. And where is the wine bar? The wine bar is in Walton, Felixstowe. And that's due to open, I think, this Friday. We will double check and do what we can to let you know on that one. What else we got? Well, we're planning at the moment to do another one of our toothless specials, as I think most people are increasingly aware. I do think you're right there, Jenny. Yeah, I think that's the one. That was the attempt that Basic made at doing a specialist bookshop. I think that was a bit of a difficult one, but I think that's the one they're doing. I'm not entirely sure, but we will find out and let you know. The other thing I was just starting to talk about really was the fact that we're doing another. I hope we're doing another toothless special tomorrow. If you are in need of a dentist, let me tell you that you've got decreasing options of where you might find one. The truth is that dental services in Felixstowe and in the UK in general seem to be declining quite rapidly. If you haven't got a dentist, an NHS dentist that is, chances are you cannot find one. Have you had trouble with dentistry? I would love to know your story, and you can get in touch with us on Felixstowe Live and tell us, because tomorrow I hope to have one of our specials from Toothless in Suffolk and Toothless in England, and we'll be talking, I hope, to 2 or 3 people and getting an update on whether you can find a dentist. It looks at the moment, if you haven't got an NHS dentist, chances are you won't be able to find one. It's a horrendous thing to have to tell people, but it is the fact. Awful, isn't it? See what else we've got going on in the world. I'm just not too sure. This thing with I do find this thing, I don't know about you, I do find this thing with the Ukraine depressing as well as horrifying, because to be honest with you, I was born right at the end of the last World War in 1946, and I think the truth is that so many of us have got used to not having major wars. I know we've had some minor wars, but the reality is that we haven't had any major wars for a very long time, and we don't really want them. And I think we thought that we'd got away with it, but in reality, it seems that whatever happens, there is some mad people about that. Well, there are some mad people about who want to start wars. You're a very lucky person, Jenny Patterson. I too have an appointment with my NHS dentist, although I'm not sure what level of service I'll get, because I need some work doing, matey. So if I can't get it done right from the NHS dentist, I'll have to go private, I guess. There you go. But there you go. I found that all quite depressing. I think the thing with the Ukraine, I feel very sorry for the people there. I feel awfully sorry I feel awful about the families, because the Russians are now killing kiddies, aren't they? There's been numerous reports of very young children being killed, as well as just any other civilians. They're kind of indiscriminate now, and I think they really, well, they deserve to be cut off from the civilized world, which hopefully they are becoming. I don't know about anybody else, but I did see one thing that got to me, which was that a shipping pilot, the guys who bring the big ships in, one of the shipping pilots in America said he would refuse and encourage his colleagues to refuse to bring Russian registered ships in, or Russian owned ships, into American ports. And to be honest with you, we don't have many Russian registered ships coming to Felix. I think we only have, probably one, which is the Zapadny, which is a little edibles tanker. I think she brings in syrups and things, and she comes in every few weeks to Felixstowe. And I think we ought to start turning her down as well. And sadly, Well, that's really odd. I don't know what that means. I'm going to get rid of you, mate. I think that's another scam link, as we call it. So we'll kill that one right now. How do we kill it? Block user. There we go. Easy. Yeah, so there you go. I find it all a bit depressing because I did think we'd got past all this, don't you? And that people's kiddies are no longer at risk, really. I know there are lots and lots, hundreds and thousands of kids at risk in Africa, but at least I never thought we'd have any more wars of this nature in Europe where armies are sent out killing indiscriminately. And that, I think, is truly awful. There you go. But that's enough of me moaning on. I think this is not necessarily the right place to do that, but I nonetheless think that. There you go. But anyway, we'll continue to do Felixstowe Live as best we can and bring in any local news that we can find. If you've got something interesting happening locally and you want to tell the world about it, Felixstowe Live is always delighted to hear from you. I'm Chris, and I'm always delighted to hear from you. And whenever we can, well, let's hear from you. Jenny, yes, it is. I just think it's awful. I think the Russians really just need to be cut off from civilized society, because if that's the way they're behaving, I think they're not civilized. What do you think? I think we ought to do a piece about it, but I think the reality is I find it so depressing and horrible I don't want to. Sad, isn't it? Okay, this is Felixstowe Live. We're down here at the Viewpoint. We'll be off and go and get some lunch and stuff later, and we do the best we can at this present time. Any comments you want to make on the Ukrainian situation, we're glad to hear from you here. But I think we probably all feel the same. We all feel fairly jarred off about it all. Okay, I think that's enough before I get maudlin. My name's Chris. This is Felixstowe Live, and we will see you soon.